eating Chinese. And so it's a nice place. It's about, all in all, it's about the same size. It's set up a little bit differently, but it's about the same size. Want to welcome everybody. Do we have any new members or guests here? I know we have one and two. Would you introduce yourself, give us your call sign, where you're from, or all that good stuff?
Leo Palima, unfortunately from California, but I grew up in Ohio. So anyways, I used to be KJ6 Whiskey Hotel Whiskey, but I let it expire. I was working too hard. So when I retired and came up here, heard about the club and come to see what the field day is going to be like. Like to get a license back in.
Well, that's great. And we're going to be talking about that today too, so that's good.
It's like in between Sacramento and Lake Tahoe.
Where were you at?
A Pioneer.
Pioneer?
Yeah, it's in between Sacramento and Lake Tahoe.
I remember, on 80?
88.
88? Okay, all right, well.
We're at in Ohio.
What was your,
county?
yeah, I was gonna say, most of us here, a lot of us here are California escapees,
Okay.
so. Yeah. And some of them are from Ohio and other places, escapees too.
I'm Kim Gross, KI0E from the Treasure Valley. I'm down here for a conference at CSI, so figured I'd stop and visit with everybody.
Oh, glad you did.
Yeah, welcome.
I'm an Idaho native, not one of those California escapees.
Well, pretty soon we will outnumber you.
That's scary. That's scary.
Let's just hope they're the right.
Because our neighborhood.
Yeah, I won't say anymore. Welcome, you guys. We're glad you're here with us today. Okay, we're gonna start with the regular members, and I'll hand this down. I think this will work all around there, and I'm gonna pass it down. We'll give your name, your call sign, and if you want to say anything, go for it.
Russell, KG7RAK.
Yeah, AM6QV in Twin.
KC7OW, Twin Falls.
Bill, KB70J, Twin Falls.
Doug, M7JHS, Tyler.
Kelly, KK7DEV, Kimberly. Scott, KI7EMX, Twin Falls. Rich, KK7RPW, Buell.
Gene, KA3JKB, Twin Falls. John, N7BKH, Kimberly. Just want everybody to remember, think about Eric during your day.
Bob, K6GDA, Curry.
Paul, AF7ZB, Twin Falls.
Kent, KB7N, born and raised in Idaho.
Kelly, K7SU, beautiful downtown Curry, Idaho. Born and raised and never left, and we'll all die here.
Rolling Creek don't rot. That's right. Nathan Hire, NAHYR, filer.
Jim, W7OUU. Twin Falls.
Paul, KJW7, KJ7WOG. Kimberly.
Bill, W7AAZ, and I came from California 30 years ago, and I don't even go back to visit.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm Stan, K7NCF, about 2 miles south of Hollister.
That's almost DX from here.
Yeah.
I'm Gordon, calls AA7TQ from Twin Falls.
And I'm Terry, KJ7RAR. Our next get together will be July 9th. And so that's coming up next month. I know the summer's here, so hopefully those of you that are sticking around and not going anywhere on vacation might join us. And we're always looking for volunteers to do a presentation. So if you have something that you think that we could benefit from, please let us know. We could use it. I think the spring party that we had was a success. Who you need?
Paul, Joe.
I never went anywhere. We have a ball right here.
There you go, hon.
The spring party was a success. As those of you that were there, we went to the barn, which is out there in Jerome on 93 out towards Shoshone. And everybody liked it. So we had, the food was great. I went ahead and scheduled a date for next year. And the reason I did was because there may not be a date available next year. And if we decide not to do it, we can cancel it. But if they don't have a date, we can't do it. And whoever follows me as president next year, if you want to keep it, you can. If you want to change it, you can. But everybody seemed to like it. So that was good. The food was great. And we had some winners. I think Tracy, he won the big one, didn't he? I think for those of you that know Tracy.
Yeah.
And then Gordon and John won. Did you win one?
Yes, I did.
And John won. Did you win one? It was it the money one? or The $100?
I won the 300.
I won the 100.
100. Who, and Tracy won, you won the 300.
Yeah.
Okay, and was Tracy won the other 100. And then, that was good. It was a lot of fun. And the food was good. We had, I think 44, 45 people scheduled. Not everybody showed up. And, so the club ended up paying for those that did not show up, and neither did they call me. So, if anybody happens to know anybody there, it'd be nice if they just shot that extra $25 into the club to cover for their not showing up or letting me know. So next year when we do it, we're looking at trying to do something different because we paid over $200 extra for those that didn't come or let us know. And
I ate their share.
actually, the food was plentiful. Anybody have, y'all enjoy it, really? Yeah, I know it's great, yeah. So it was good. One negative note here. One of our dear members that is, has been part of it for a long time, Eric, y'all know Eric? And he's got prostate cancer. And the doctor said he'd be lucky if he lasts 6 months. So I sent an email out. I don't know. I hope you all got it. And with his phone number, if you know him at all, give him a call. And I asked him if that was okay, and he said yes. And so he's not always up. Sometimes he's napping. He's pretty weak. And just call him just to talk to him. Just give him a few minutes. Let him, he misses the club. He can't get here. He just physically can't do it. And he's a trooper. One thing I like about him is he can get rowdy once in a while. Sorry. He can get rowdy once in a while, but the good thing is we can get rowdy back to him and he just laughed, whenever he was a good player. So really enjoyed that. I think that's all I've got. I want to hurry up and do this. We have two presentation type things today. One of them is Bob is going to share a little bit about Field Day coming up. And he's going to talk about what's going on with it, and we need volunteers to participate and come. And then after that, Jeremy is going to do a presentation on the robotics that we help support those kids doing from CSI, or is it CSI? Yeah, I think it is. So, Bob, it's all yours.
Hi there, I'm Bob, K6UDA. I'm the Field Day Chairman by default. Field Day, everybody knows what Field Day is, right? No? Okay. It is the ham radio holiday. I hope to see as many people there as we can. We're doing it again this year over at my place, in the shop, and our main, the main station is going to be the trailer, the MCOM trailer, and that will be out in the field. It'll be over 400 feet away from the residence, which places us in the A category. So we will be in the A category. Anyway, for pre-staging, I want to bring the club antenna trailer and the Aries command trailer over to my place the week prior to Field Day, so we could get them deployed that week. So, one day during the week of the 17th, between 17th and the 21st, I am looking for 4 to 5 volunteers to come over and help set up the antenna. Anybody? Good, we've got a couple of guys that will volunteer.
Set a time now or?
In a day, that's fine.
later?
Why don't you do it?
Is,
Can you do it Wednesday?
Getting his calendar out.
yeah, do we want to do it, let's say, how about Wednesday?
Sounds good.
That Wednesday?
We wanna make sure it's windy and cold and rainy.
Yes,
Yeah, right.
we need cold and raining.
How many can
With
come
them.
on Wednesday? How many can come on Wednesday?
How many people could be there on Wednesday?
Which Wednesday is that?
It'll be whatever,
The Wednesday before.
I can
go to like the
Tuesday,
19th?
Tuesday, but not Wednesday.
19th or 26th?
no,
19th.
the 20,
26 be.
Yeah, our field day is 22nd, so yeah, it's gotta be the 19th.
Yeah.
So Tuesday, is Tuesday better than Wednesday?
Tuesday's better for me.
How many could come on Tuesday?
Yep.
Tuesday, how many on Wednesday?
Wednesday's better for me.
I go. Okay, let's just do it.
Okay, we're gonna do it on Wednesday. We'll do, Wednesday afternoon.
Yeah.
About what time?
Eugene,
It's a holiday.
Let's say 2, 3 o'clock.
You wanna do it the hardest part of the day, or do you wanna do it earlier on? It's a little cooler.
yeah.
Morning.
All right, we do it in the morning.
6 o'clock.
6 in the morning.
Yeah, take my name off of that one.
All right, we could do it in the morning,
10 o'clock.
say 10 o'clock.
10?
Yeah, 10 in the morning. And then that Friday, we can officially set up for field day. So I'd like to, at that time on Friday, I'd like to get a couple of volunteers to help run all the coax, get the radios set up, get the positions, test out generators, and set up whatever stations we want to use in the shop. I'm gonna need an extra 100 feet of coax. Jim,
What are we gonna do on Wednesday?
we're just gonna set up the antenna,
Trailer antenna.
the trailer antenna.
Can't do that.
Yes, part of setup.
You saying
Well-
do it on Wednesday?
Friday.
Yeah.
They do it Friday morning.
All right, we'll do that Friday morning then. Scratch Wednesday. We'll do that Friday, the 21st.
If you have the trailer sit where it can, you have to-
Field days is 22nd, 23rd.
Yeah.
question.
I mean, yeah, technically you're right. I was trying to make it easy on everybody.
What about the rules?
Question.
John,
As far as the rules go, can we have the trailer sitting in its location with the antenna down and still have the coax ran out?
Yes. You can have all the equipment on site. You can't set up before field day.
okay. Well, you could set up that Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, it's a certain number of hours.
Yeah, it's a certain number of hours.
Yeah.
Cause
You better look
field day
into that,
starts
find out how
Saturday
many
noon.
hours prior to field day that you can set up. I don't know what that number is.
Friday, well, that would technically put us at Friday at noon.
Set it up Saturday morning, is what I'm saying.
It starts usually noon, right?
Yeah, 6.
It starts at, yeah.
Saturday.
is that Easter?
Well, last year we set up early, we set it up.
Check and see how many hours prior to setup, or prior to the contest starting. That you can set up.
We could set up 24 hours before. So we could start it at noon on Friday.
Yeah, last year we set up early.
Is it?
24 hours prior to,
24 hours prior.
okay, so that means we can set up, starting at noon on Friday.
Yeah,
Okay.
But does it start noon on?
noon on Saturday,
Or noon on Easter?
Noon here.
Noon wherever you are.
noon wherever you will,
Saturday's the 22nd.
noon, yeah. Saturday is the 22nd,
So it's
noon here.
It's noon wherever you are.
noon here.
It's not.
On the west coast, it'll be 11 AM.
Oh,
On the east coast, it'll be
okay.
2 PM.
Okay, so we're gonna do it,
So it's
we'll
not
do it
good.
Friday at noon.
Friday at noon.
What antennas are we using?
We will use, well, I was just gonna get to that. I would like to put up an NFED 160. Anybody want to try that? I mean, I got enough room.
Got supports?
I've got a couple, they're not really tall though. That's
And you're just.
I can get 20 feet.
All you're doing is fill them.
Okay.
160 is not gonna be.
Well, one thing we have to consider is with all the sun activity we've had, they are predicting 4 bands. And so 160 is gonna be the last one we'd wanna be on there.
Okay.
Particularly during the summer.
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
noisy and.
I just thought, you know what, it's fun. I never work 160. But, okay, so we'll scratch 160. 80, 40, 20, 15 and 10 are the bands that we can operate. We can also free stations that don't count against us. If we want, we can work 6 meters UHF and VHF. If somebody wants to bring a UHF VHF radio and maybe try to get some contacts on that. We can also try for a satellite contact. Jim, would you like to be in charge of setting up a satellite station?
Which satellite?
Anyone that's flying over.
Get all the satellites, but my point is that which ones are you going to use for field day? What can I send? Can I send 4 alpha, 3 alpha? So what mode are you going to use? So you need a multi-mode satellite to do that through. It's got to be some sort of a linear satellite. I'm not talking about these mini stats and all the junk that's up there. There's a ton of junk up there. So if you want me to research it, I'll find out what.
Could you?
antennas-
Could you? I mean,
You know,
I think it would be number one, interesting.
yeah,
It would be fun. I mean, I would like to do it. I've made a couple of satellite contacts in my life and I'd like to make more.
I don't know how much activity will be on the satellite, so. That's one of the things.
Well, on an FM bird, there's always something.
Yeah, satellites will be.
There's a lot of activity.
Yeah. So we'll, I would love to see that. That would be, but I don't think you're gonna drag your equipment out for that. Or do you have portable equipment? So no, we're not doing that.
Yeah. My amplifier is all required to.
I've got I got 220 at the house, out in the shop,
Studio B.
Studio B, in Studio B. Okay, so Saturday morning, I think is when we're gonna make our big decision if we're gonna be a 2A or a 3A. Depending upon how many people wanna show up and play. I think we can easily keep 2 stations on the air, one being CW and or like FT8 or digital.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yes,
Set up both stations. So they can work either digital, FT8, or FM single side gap. The reason for that is that the band's open on 40 on FT8 with often contacts. One every minute, 30 seconds, okay? You could also have an FT8 station on 20 meters. So we would want to, if we have, I don't, we, over the past years, we really only barely had enough people to keep these stations going.
Mhm.
So my suggestion would be, if we're gonna keep two stations active, let's have them, both stations, be able to operate a CW, sideband, and FTA. And then, you know, if I come out and this station, I'm just gonna get on band where I can make contact, whether it be on CW, FTA, sideband, I don't care. All right. That's the, to keep two stations going.
Yeah,
I wouldn't, you know, you get a free, you get a first station for free. And they're going to use the one in the house for the free station.
we'll use, I think, I was planning on using the one in the one in the comm trailer as there's a DX10 in the comm trailer.
Okay,
If we use that, if we call that our main station, our base of operations, whether that stays in play, you know, we might move that into the shop in the afternoon or whatever, who knows? If ever, you know, people don't want to walk out
we're
there.
not 100 feet away.
Well, we keep a presence out at the trailer a little bit, and we're still there. Hey, you know what? I don't even think we're gonna be able to submit anything to the HFRL at this point. Yeah,
I don't watch it, I got about 65 or 70 VHF, all four were being moon bounced, and I can't, you know, and I'm not gonna spend $9 to send a card to, you know,
oh yeah,
Ukraine.
no, I agree.
I don't know.
So anyway, we can have, if somebody wants to run say a 6 meter station, a VHF station, that would be beautiful
I
and
have a mask,
yeah,
I have a mask for it.
perfect.
Or are we gonna use that for the 84 meter? What antennas are we gonna use on 84?
Let's say the hex beam that's up there, you don't like it. If you want to bring something else, if you want to bring another,
I don't have to bring anything because we have an 80 and 40 meter dipole. You're not telling us on the
Yeah.
in the container, right?
and yeah, and I've got a 40 meter dipole up. We can actually pull that down and put an 80 in.
DX Commander, what's that?
And we've got the DX Commander. We can, if we, so we can run that. That's a vertical. Yeah. So we've got plenty of antennas that we can play with.
So you and I can get together,
Yeah,
and see how we're doing.
perfect. Beautiful. There's a whole bunch of extra points that we could do. If we have anybody that's new that wants to come out and play, we can run a go to station, 100 points. They've relaxed the rules on that. If we do a media posting and
Sideband station.
hmm?
That'll be a sideband.
That would be a sideband station. Yes. Media posting, advanced and results on, or if we do advanced posting and post the results on social media or TV or radio, 100 points. Public location, we're not doing that. We're not going to have a PIO. So that's minus 200 points or
We don't need to worry.
yeah. Message to the section manager during field day must include your submission in either standard NTS or ICS 213 format. I would imagine we might be able to get that done. Maybe. The satellite would be 100 points. If we copy the W1AW bullet, there's 100 points. If we have a site visit by a government official, like one of the cops that is a member, 100 points. If we make a web submission of our deal, and that site is currently down, I just checked it today. That's 100 points. Social media promotion, 100 points. If we have a safety officer, huh? No, that's, the web submission is on the ARRL site.
But social media.
No, it's down.
He's talking about the social media.
Oh, yeah, we could post that on any, so Facebook, we put it on Idaho ham radio operators
We have our own Facebook page too, we can put it on.
and our own, yeah,
Yeah.
Yes, it will.
Yeah.
and that would count. We'll do a safety officer, I'll be the safety officer, 100 points. And then field day responsibility bonus, I'll do that too. And that's a safety officer thing, just making sure nobody gets hurt. For dinner, kind of depending upon how many people show up and what we decide to do. Last year, we spent a lot of money and we didn't have a lot of people show up for dinner. And so this year, I'm kind of thinking we either bring our own barbecue or we maybe get a couple of pizzas delivered.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna like.
And
Costco cart. Bring some hot dogs. Oh, yeah.
yeah, and then Sunday after everything is done, after noon on Sunday or Monday, I need 4 to 5 guys to come help tear everything down. So that's it. Any questions? And how many people are planning on coming to the
If you raise your hand, you are committed.
You are 100% committed. Okay. Okay,
I have one thing. Do you think you might want to do pizza?
Do what?
Pizza? Do you think,
We'll talk about that.
all right, because I didn't know if we needed to. Maybe we'll let you buy some pizza.
kind of fast and loose. I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna, I've got a porta potty lined up. That's gonna be $100, so I need the club to,
Yeah.
Pony up $100.
That, of course.
and then we were talking about drinks, ice, and maybe a few snacks. And
We'll have pop and some potato chip type stuff and things like that. And we got the porta potty. If you need to pee, it's $1. If you need to poop, it's $2. And if you don't want to pay that, you just go out in the field with the bugs. We just, I'm not done.
You didn't
That's
throw a
it.
Biden thing in.
It's-
If you drop a Biden, it's free. Where is your place?
Was there a question back there?
Where is this place so that if we want to show up, we can?
3817 north, 2538 east. I'm gonna post that on the, you have access to the reflector? Okay.
Yeah, well, and, you know, guys, really show up and support this. I mean, it's just one day a year. You know, I know we're all got 2 days a year. Yeah, I know we have a lot of stuff going on, but just show up and support the club. The club is here for us to get together, fellowship, have fun, meet new folks that's in the club. There's folks in the club we haven't met yet, so it's nice to have that. Kelly,
I don't know if I should say this now or not, but this is kind of a test. Because in the past, we've had very poor turnout with a lot of work, so if it's a poor turnout this year, then probably there won't be any future field days with our club.
yeah, so show up, okay? We're turning it over to Jeremy, and Jeremy, go for it.
First and foremost, before I do the logic control, who got my email this week about Fox Hunt? Okay, those that raised their hand are committed, except for you, you gave me your excuse that you want to text it. Okay, so anyways, Fox Hunt this Saturday, 9 o'clock. Over at the Fred Meyer is where you're gonna meet at by the garden center. So, come, enjoy, have fun. I'll send out another one probably Thursday, Friday, some of that areas.
You can't send out too many, so don't be afraid to
Oh, I'm not.
send out
I'll
some.
send it every day if you guys want me to.
Yeah, that's great.
But, come out, have fun, a lot of fun. We try to do a lot of things with it and kind of go from there. So for those that are, we got a lot of new faces here. So a lot of the newer individuals here probably don't realize this, but the club helps sponsor our robotics group, a little history, so that for the newer ones. About 5 years ago, 6 years ago, we started a group called the Explorers. We were post 773 out of the BSA. We used to have a clubhouse out there, and then more or less when I left, club left, and then we slowly dissolved the 773. But within that time frame, we're trying to figure out what we want to do, and we found our niche. It was robotics, and this is what we were able to grab out of this is the logic control. We're now no longer with the BSA. We're now the first robotics. I don't well, it's first inspired, but it's through First Robotics, and our age is from 14 to 18, 19. As long as they're still in high school, they can join. So you've basically been helping them out the last few years. This year, you guys more or less helped us out with donations from everyone. We appreciate those, by the way, for the shirts and a couple other items. Turn around, you guys. That's what they look like. You were proudly.
Yeah, why?
So right there, your guys' thing, and on the robot, your guys' sticker was proudly placed on there and got smashed a couple of times. But not like one of the others that we had to put a big band-aid around it, so. But I'm gonna give it to the group, the kids here, they're gonna explain the robot. We will have a picture of the robot and the team in just a few minutes, but we'll explain the task and what we did and all that wonderful stuff. And I'm gonna send it over to McKinney.
So our task that we had was to, basically, we were given foam, I think, yeah, orange foam rings, they called them nodes. And we had to place them in different targets. So one of them, we had to shoot it up into a target that was at a slant, backward slant. That was above where the robot's height could be, so we had to figure out how to launch it. And then there was another one where we had to drop it in a fairly small target that would be very difficult to shoot into. So they had a whole variety of challenges, and we chose shooting to focus on primarily. And that's what we did. So we had wheels that would shoot that would grab onto our node and shoot it into these targets. And it was all put onto a swerve drive base. Anyone have any of that?
For context, the defaulting the robot comes with is tank drive, so 2 sets of 3 wheels, which can only move in 2 directions, forward and backwards. Swerve drive is more akin to what cars use, in that the wheels can go full 360, allowing for wider range of movement. Yeah. So our robotics group is about like 3 years old now. And throughout that time, we've gone to about 3 competitions. The first one, we won a rookie award. And we got, I forgot what place we got, but we were up. Yes, we also did get a First Inspire Award for creativity. I think we placed like 25th our first year.
5 out of 30.
Yeah. And then we did a little bit worse our second year. Our robot kept on breaking and malfunctioning. And this year we did
slightly better, so I would say would be like. The second best gear out of so far. This robot, it did take some damage, we have some thick plastic on there that acted as support and as like wall barriers to make sure that our node doesn't go flying everywhere. And while we were going around and swerve driving with our swerve drive, our front board, which is there to hold the node in place and not have it fall off the robot, cracked.
Go ahead. What are you gonna do tomorrow? Wait for the picture to come on. Do you use the same, or you build a new robot every year?
We build a new robot every year. I think we do use the same base.
Yeah, we based.
Yeah, we just take off the parts that we don't need and keep the parts that we do.
Swerve drive wheels.
Yeah,
Part of the base, because we had to, change the dimensions, like the side rails, to fit that big thing on top of it. So it wasn't all of this.
And in other words, we scavenge parts, but we remake the base every year. Here because they're slightly different dimensions.
So do you have an option as to what tasks you can choose, or are there a certain amount of tasks that it has to?
that would be it.
Basically every year has the same two tasks. For example, the goals and the notes this year. So we kind of like to do one of the two things, but outside of that, we don't have much input. So there was also a chain robot to pull itself up on for extra points, but we were not able to get the arm working in time or designed in time. And even then, it would probably snap off.
Yeah, but every year we do have different challenges that we do have to complete. We don't have to like complete all of them, but there's just a certain section that we do have to finish. Yeah, that's our robot up there, up in the top corner. Next to L. Girl, is where our brain decided to crack on us. But
I got it.
I think it's an aluminum frame.
it's a plastic board just bolted on top of it.
Frame.
Yes, the frame itself is made out of aluminum.
Frame that broke.
No, it was the plastic board that's on it.
So I'm gonna try to I'll come over here and point that way. Okay, sorry.
I would like to add that the part that launches the disc did almost come off at one point because it got stuck in the chains, which was
So-
a fix. AKA we replaced the bolts.
Explain this right here. What is that?
That's the notes. It's kind of. Wait, I can't tell what you're pointing to exactly, the note or the crossbar?
But no,
Oh, the note, yeah, that's it, that's the foam note we had to launch. The reason it's foam is because, when they were not foam, people would launch them with the audience. This is not a joke.
Where's the wheels?
so the wheels are actually down here in the corner. These are, if you actually see right here. You can see it a little bit. These are the swerve drives. The swerve drives actually literally will make it turn within a dime. And do, kind of give it like the riding lawnmower where you can do the shift, kind of give that kind of a thing. But it actually, we could actually go around, but then we can go sideways.
Yeah.
That's where the swerve drive came in.
Okay, so the wheels are enclosed, I think, from what the picture looks like. The
Yeah.
wheels are enclosed. And the front wheels are, pivot, the rear wheels are.
No,
They're all
All four?
all four move at the same time.
Yeah, they're all, they can be, the robots can actually run different things at the same time. So if we wanted to go this way, we could have the two wheels in the corner running. And the other ones are just doing what they gotta do. I mean, it can be, they're individually ran.
Our wheels technically see our wheels will. Yeah, our wheels will correspond with how we want to drive, so again, if we wanna drive diagonal. All of our wheels will turn to the point where we can move in that direction. And we do, I wanna say we do have a setting on there where we can adjust the speed.
Correct.
So which means we can have it from going as slow as like 1 mile an hour to speed about 15 or even faster than that.
So explain guys how this works.
So
We put it in.
what we do is we have some rubber wheels in there that rotate backwards to help pull in the note. And then when we're ready to shoot at our little score thing. We have a button that will will spin the wheels at a speed to propel the note, which will gain us points. And the more points you rack up, the higher in ranks we get.
So basically what they're saying is. You can't see it because the wonderful Band-Aid they had, but there's 2 wheels right here. They would actually are motorized. They would bring it up. This one didn't do much, and this was more of a stability. Cause they found out that when they shot it, it would go wherever
It would go more, instead of it going straight as we want it, it would go more of a curve.
So they use that to stable it a little bit. So it basically would shoot out.
What projectile do you use?
The note, we use the note. That's
So
what-
I
this
see.
orange
That's
note
the
right here.
Yeah,
projectile, I
that
see.
orange knows what we shoot to, is what we,
It was about the size of the medium tray. That for anyone that got a medium pizza tonight, it was about that size. It would go in and then they would shoot it out. So I'll go clarify some things on when they talk about tasks. They can do all the tasks. They can do one of the tasks. They can do whatever they want to. It's basically how they want to build it. With ours, we were only able to do really one plus we can use, there was one part where they could actually have a human throw a note, and that's what we chose to do. But there were others there that did all of them. They were able to pick them up, they were able to launch them anywhere they wanted to, that by using a camera and the infrared, they had infrared and
infrared and camera and.
April time.
Yeah,
April tags, and April tags are kind of like the QR codes.
April tag is kind of where you have a camera set up on your robot. Where you have a certain code that when that camera detects that April code, it's during things like autonomous mode.
Any mode.
It will move towards that and it will automatically shoot without anyone. And that is required to have within the first 30 seconds of the match you're in. So that is one of the requirements that has to be done.
Yeah, there's an autonomous one. The one thing I would say, there were some robots there that were some of the older. They've been there for a while, that you could tell they're definitely advanced. But really cool. I mean, we had so our robot, as you can see.
Not that many.
I'm in the back, so I'd say it would go about probably right here to me. There were robots that were at my knees. That could suck it up, pick it up and throw it out like that. I mean, they could go anywhere on the track. Use those codes. And shoot it and make it into the little note. I'll send you guys a link to one of the competitions where you can actually look at all of them. And just see how all the different robots. What is one of the things, I will ask this because this is one of those things, what did you guys learn that we probably should have had on a robot that we didn't get a chance to put on?
An actual planning phase that didn't take after the build time.
But there was one thing that everyone saw that we probably, because we did the hand, what should we have done?
Well, so
Instead of using hand,
Yeah.
loading it.
2 ways to load the note into the robot. The first, they had like a slide mechanism built into the side of the arena where a human player would slide the note into the robot. There's also notes that are just laid out on the ground at the start of the match. And some robots could pick them up almost like Roombas. They would pick these notes up and be able to take them and shoot them. Ours could not do that, but we found it was very useful to the robots that could.
Any questions? These guys can talk all night.
You guys, right?
So we ranked, so then we had about 30.
Where did they have the test?
You can't put Ford Idaho Center.
24. So yeah, we were in the Nap, if anyone knows where Nap is at. And over at the Ford Center Arena. So. It's a 3-day, technically 2 days, we're there for about 3 to 4 days, depending on when we did something new this year where we took everyone up on Wednesday. Which I think was a plus on some of it, but at the same time, it was kind of a.
It was a little bit of a hassle getting everyone there and settled in.
But it's, so Wednesday is more or less, you drop your robot off, find out where you're at, and that's really it, for us at least, that's kind of all we could do. Thursday is the day that we can actually do practice rounds, modify our robot if we need to, swing through a little bit if we have to, and then Friday, Saturday is the actual competition.
What else happened? Biggest thing you gotta get. A little more interesting, that's not.
Oh, the sort of likes to say, hey, robot is active or the robot is oh, then no.
The
No?
safety inspectors will come around. They monitor these very closely to make sure all the robots are safe. So they'll have safety inspectors come around and check. If you have pneumatics, they'll check the PSI on that and they'll check all sorts of stuff. On the robot.
Yes,
Yeah, there's weight limits, there's height limits, there's limits on pretty much everything.
So if you guys figure out a way for the robot to pick the nose up, you get, that scores you more points, is that right?
Yeah.
Yes.
As long as we can score them and make them into like. We have like 2 scoring systems, we have a base. Where you shoot it up into like a little. I don't know what to call it.
Speaker.
It's
They call it, it's,
Yeah, the speaker.
it's the target that's up on the
Yeah,
wall.
the main target, and then you have a little target to the side where you can just like, where some teams like can have a hook. You just put it in, that's what we call the amp.
So is the time part of it too? Quicker
Yeah.
you can do all those.
The quicker you can, the more notes you can make within a certain amount of time. Will lead you to a higher ranking in.
Basically, the way it works is they have all these tasks, but it's on a point system, so they give you like, I think, it's, what, 2.5 minutes or so. To just score as many points as you can. And then they rank you based on how many points you scored.
How many teams do you guys have on competition?
I think it was 49 or 50.
There was about 50 teams of competition, and every match there were 2 sides, which were composed of 3 teams total. So there were 6 spots on the field at any given time.
When it comes to the placement on the box, we have the 2 teams called the Blue Alliance and the Red Alliance. We have to make these little guards for bumpers that you can see on there that has our number on it. We could change them to any color depending on what they put us on, red or blue. So if we get put on the Red Alliance, we have to put our bumpers we have to change our bumpers to red. Or put on the Blue Alliance, we have to change our bumpers to blue. Some people had 8 different bumpers.
One set red, one set blue.
Yeah, 1 set red, 1 set blue. But you also had some teams like us who had only 4. Yeah, we had only 4 where we have it so where we can take off the Velcro, change it to blue. And then,
So they basically flipped.
yeah,
We do.
so we don't have to constantly take off and put on. Because there will be times where it's like 4 straight matches in a row, we swap teams every time.
So I don't know if you can tell, but right here, what the basically saying, so. If were called blue, all we had literally there were times we had to be. Within minutes from the one time to go check our robot, make sure it's good to go out again. So we went with this method, so all we had to do is flip it and log it off again, ready to go.
So there's that, 30 seconds. They give 30, 45 seconds. Instead of robots out. So it's slowly going off of the field. You never go back to back. But you can come off the bird in 3 minutes, have to be back on the field. And then I go into the stadium area. So I just go back to the stadium. So they're on teams trying to figure out how to put on the numbers in that 3 minute frame so that they can get their robot back out there. A couple of years ago, another team showed us that, hey, we need to do this. And so we figured out a way to make it work. Last year's robot, I saw it here or something, but it had just corner bumpers. And the whole rest of the frame was open except for 6 inches on each corner. This year, they made us full bumpers. We have to reinvent the entire flipping frames. We have about 20 champions on the team this year. We were asked.
Only half of them showed up.
So this brought you great. It's helped a lot of kids. It's grown every year. The first year we had to get and 23 reps. They come from dual outside of fiber. So every are almost a people. We have kids from the fiber, Falls, Timberlake. We have kids from Triple. We have kids on guys who came from there, we had kids from Burlington down. They come from all over the valley.
So the club wants to know your names.
I'm Tyson. I'm Wyatt.
I'm Jeremy, not to be confused with Jeremy up top, it's actually kind of a problem sometimes.
It's very, and I'm Kinley.
Good job, young man.
Yeah. Thanks. Thanks, guys. Anybody have anything else? Dad, about anything before we shut her down? Hey, just one other thing. Kelly wouldn't say anything, but if you want to see the Perrine Hotel, was it Perrine? Perrine Hotel that he built, it's amazing. I've seen pictures of it. I'm gonna go see it. It's at the, what's the name of that? Premier Auto on Poline, on Line. Anyway, it's right next to, there's a Oasis. Anyway, go check it out. And if you want to vote to help him win, you got to go over to the Art Center at Elevation.
Actually, you can register online. I didn't know that.
Or register online. They want you to do this and that. We just made them sign it. Anyway, you can get you have to get it's like a ballot.
You can do it all online if you know what you're doing.
Okay, if you don't know what you're doing, like I don't, go
It'll
to
step you through it.
go to the, look on, do you know the website? It's online, what's the website? Do you know that?
Go to, if you have a QR scanner on your phone, you can scan the QR code that's on the display and then it'll step you through the registration process. Be sure you have your location, stuff in your phone or your iPad or wherever turned on, because you have to be within 15 miles of Twin Falls.
It's a lot easier for us. We just went to Elevation there. You walk right in the door. They have this stuff there. You go up, sign up. They'll give you a ballot, and you can check all the places. They're all over the place. There's tons of them.
Yeah.
But anyway, go vote for Kelly. That's an amazing thing.
Hey, just a quick note as treasurer, I can say that we've got about $2,700 in, the club assets. That doesn't include any, money that we might have to collect yet for people who didn't show up. So we probably came out about $500-600 ahead on the spring,
We should do that every weekend.
yeah. Also, I got in the mail a thank you card from the organizers of Fall to Fall, thanking us for our support.
Okay, guys, next one. Darren Nicholson. Darren, nice to.
I'm a coach of a lot, I mean, Ben Hamlet's the other coach, you probably know Ben.
Yeah,
And then we have several men that help out here.
we appreciate that. It's cool to see the kids doing that.
Volunteer help.
Okay, guys, we'll see you next month. Hopefully we'll see you at field day,
Bob's house.
Bob's house.